Sup y'all, Manny here, and happy belated New Year's 2022, because this is the first review of the year that I upload. Yeah, I have been very busy. Anyways, today I'm going to talk about the Netflix movie, Don't Look Up. This movie is actually pretty controversial. People either love it or hate it. And I didn't know anything about this movie when I saw it last December. And basically, I went into it very blind. I never even watched a trailer for it. All I knew was that it had a very star-studded cast from Leonardo DiCaprio to Meryl Streep, Jonah Hill, and so on. So, was this movie really that bad? I mean, it got nominated for an Oscar, right? Even though that doesn't always mean it's a good movie. But anyways, how bad was it, or how good was it? Let's discuss.
Don't Look Up was directed by Adam McKay, who also directed movies like The Other Guys, Anchorman, Step Brothers, Vice, and out of all those movies I just said, the only one I've seen is Vice. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Vice, we're here to talk about Don't Look Up. With some of the comments on this movie, you'd think there's something horrific happened on it that was like in poor taste. In my opinion, no, it wasn't that bad. Basically, this movie is about a comet that is going to come crashing down on Earth and is going to kill everybody. Leonardo DiCaprio plays Dr. Randall Mindy, and Jennifer Lawrence plays Kate DiBiase? I hope I said that right. They play the scientists that discovered this comet in the first place, so they go all the way to the White House to warn the President of the United States, played here by Meryl Streep. Well, at first I couldn't tell if she was a Democrat or a Republican, but then obviously it's pretty clear what she is. An idiot, which might piss some people off. It's a movie, like, come on. So when the president is not listening to them, they leak the information out, and then they get called to this talk show that is hosted by Tyler Perry, who plays the character of Jack Bremer, and Kate Blanchett, who plays Brie Ivanti. Again, my bad if I f up these names. The English language is a cruel mistress. But my God, Kate Blanchett. My goodness, he is looking fine. And I always enjoy Tyler Perry when he does these roles outside of his, normal stuff, which is also very good. They're both good. Let me just say this now. The whole cast here is very good. Like, they got top stars for this movie, and they all did great. It was very entertaining. But anyways, back to the story. The two scientists, they plead their case to the world, and these hosts just, are not taking them seriously because they're used to the bubbly stuff, And that's when Jennifer Lawrence's character just breaks down and hey, we're all gonna die, and she becomes a meme. But they keep trying to plead their case and everything, and eventually they take him seriously, and now it's time to try and save the world. Now, I think I could go the rest of this review without, going to spoilers. Cutting ahead a bit, yes, I recommend people see this movie. See it for yourself. You might really enjoy it. But you also may hate it because it does take political sides on, or it's a specific issue. Basically, this comet going to Earth, it could be a metaphor for global warming, for example. That's the one that they say that it was, and if that's what the director says is about, then sure. But I kind of took it as this whole COVID thing too. I mean, not a lot of people were taking it serious too. So this whole scenario in this movie, I feel like it could happen in real life. So this whole movie, whether it's a comet, global warming, COVID, I could see it happening. That's why I enjoyed it. Sadly, this could happen for real. But man, let me tell you, some of the way these people were acting in this movie, the way their characters were, I'm like, man, I think I'm rooting for the comet to come and crash onto Earth and kill everybody. And I'm not like one of those people that are I was like, oh, sad, life sucks and sad all the time. So me rooting for this comet to crash land on the Earth is just a testament to the movie. What a great job they did. That's in the movie though. In real life, I wouldn't want it to happen. There's a lot of good people there. Leonardo DiCaprio's character, I really like what they did with him. I didn't expect it, because at first you think they're gonna go one direction with his character, but then they go into another direction with him. And I think that was great. I really enjoyed that. The same thing with Jennifer Lawrence's character too. The journey that they took was actually very good. Now this movie's a comedy, but it's not laugh out loud comedy, gut busting stuff. Yes, there's some funny moments here for sure, but it's mostly it's like a comedic drama, I would say. So it's a little bit over the top at times, and yeah, some of the portrayals here may not be the most realistic, even though, they kind of are. I guess, people in power might act like this. I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end of this movie, but I want to say it's very refreshing, very satisfying, and I really like the ending of this movie. And there's some post-credit scenes that are pretty funny and entertaining. I really enjoyed this movie. I wasn't offended or triggered by this, so I really enjoyed it. And I feel like if you don't lean too hard left or right, they both get made fun of. If you're one of those people that don't get offended by political humor that leans one way or another, and because it's still this movie does have a message on if it's the metaphor is climate change, then yes, it does have a message. So if that triggers you, then there's just no saving you there. My one gripe with this movie is that it does run a bit long, just a little too long. It could have been like 20 minutes shorter. But yeah, that's the only complaint I really have. So I recommend it because I give Don't Look Up a 9 out of 10.
So there you go. That's my thoughts on this movie. I do recommend that. It might piss some of you off. But I mean, I guess everybody who wanted to see it already saw it. But if you're curious about it, and I mean, you're not too political or whatever, I recommend it. Just watch it for yourself. It's entertaining. It is a bit long, but it's still very entertaining and pretty funny. And again, I feel like something like this could probably really happen. So yeah. Anyways, with that, this has been a review of the Netflix movie Don't Look Up, Just 'Cause.